Hey guys, welcome to today's video. We're going to be breaking down everything in the Raiders versus Browns game. Massive playoff implications. Big Raiders win on that Daniel Carlson kick. Before we get started though, please drop a like and a sub on today's video. That would really help my channel grow. I'd really appreciate that. With that said, let's dive right into the video, and I hope you enjoy. So the Raiders win this one 16-14. Daniel Carlson clutch kicking to win it. Massive playoff implications in this game. Both teams moved to 7-7. The Browns move to the fourth in their division. Their playoff chances are now under 20%. The Raiders keep pace, try and get some late season wins, and try and get in the playoff picture. They seemingly do that every year. They're seemingly one of those teams that are always in it. But let's talk about this game and really what happened for both teams. For the Raiders, I mean, you look at Derek Carr's stats, 25 for 38, 236 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. Typically, when Derek Carr plays well, the Raiders win. In this game, Derek Carr did enough. He was surgical. He was accurate. Threw a nice touchdown pass to Bryan Edwards. I love Bryan Edwards, one of my favorite underrated wide receivers in the NFL, along with Hunter Renfrow. Both of those guys had solid games. Zay Jones had a big game. We'll dive into those guys. But Derek Carr, he took some shots. Didn't really convert a lot of them. And that was really the big piece missing in this Raiders pass game. The Raiders are the second best passing offense in the NFL this season. And a large part of that is because they are one of the best teams at taking those deep shots. They've got Deshaun Jackson. They've got Zay Jones. They've got some guys that can stretch the field. In today's game, the big plays and the big chunk yards weren't there. And Derek Carr tried to force a ball late in the fourth quarter that ended up getting picked off by Greedy Williams. So, that I thought the Raiders should have lost this game. I didn't think that they deserved to win this game, but they got an opportunity. Their defense held in the fourth quarter, stopping Nick Chubb and the Browns running game, and ended up getting the win. The running game for the Raiders wasn't really there either. I mean, you had Josh Jacobs rush for 52 yards, you had Peyton Barber rush for 34 yards. There wasn't too much to it. And that made offense a big struggle for this Raiders team. But I thought Zay Jones played well, 6 catches for 67 yards. Foster Moreau played well, 7 catches for 65 yards, a couple clutch catches in the fourth quarter to get himself out of bounds and stop the clock. Hunter Renfrow had a nice couple catches too, but I mean, you had the Bryan Edwards touchdown in the first quarter to open up the scoring. But let's turn it over to the defense, because I thought this Raiders defense actually played really well. Jonathan Abram led them. I thought he had a fantastic game. 7 tackles, 2 assisted tackles. This guy's all over the football field every single week. He's up there among the leading tacklers in the NFL. I know he led the league in tackles at some point this season. I don't know if that's still the point. But at the end of the day, he played really fantastically. Got a little banged up. I don't know if he ended up coming back into the game. But KJ Wright was in the heart of the defense too. So I thought that was really, impressive for this Raiders team. I thought their defense really stepped up, especially the big guys up front. Quentin Jefferson, Solomon Thomas, I thought they played really excellently too, as well as Maxx Crosby, really just being disruptive in the running game, especially in that first half. I mean, when you're playing a Browns team that can really run the football, they did a very excellent job stopping the run. So I thought the defensive front for the Raiders, as well as the timely connection from Derek Carr and Foster Moreau and Zay Jones towards the end of the game, that's what won it for this Raiders team. But if you look at the Browns, I thought they actually played a really fantastic game. Remember, they were without a ton of players because of COVID protocols. They were without their head coach because of COVID. They were without their starting quarterback, some of their wide receivers, their secondary, obviously no Kareem Hunt, and I thought they played a really good game. I mean, Nick Mullens, 20 for 30, 147 yards and a touchdown. That stat line, he played a lot better than that stat line. At the end of the day, he's been a good game manager when he's been a backup quarterback in the NFL so far in his career. We saw that in San Francisco a couple years ago, but I mean, he can play football, and he showed that. A lot of those catches, or those missed catches in today's game, 10 incompletions, a lot of them were missed catches and drops. I mean, Donovan Peoples Jones probably 2 or 3 drops in the first half that really stopped this Browns offense. But I thought Mullens played really fantastically in place of Baker Mayfield. He looked cool, calm, collected in this Browns offense, and he did what he had to do. The running game, if you look at the running game, you see Nick Chubb, 23 carries, 91 yards, touchdown. You're like, okay, this running game did something. But it was really a tale of two halves. The first half, I mean, the Browns put up no points, and that was because there was no running game. When you have no running game and you're lacking some of your more talented offensive playmakers, you're looking at Austin Hooper not being in the lineup today. You're looking at Jarvis Landry not being in the lineup today. You need that running game to do something, and that running game just wasn't there in the first half. It picked up in the second half. Nick Chubb with a touchdown run, 4-yard touchdown run to get the score back to 10-7. His running ability and his ability to run the football is what had the Browns in this game, and Nick Mullens' ability to not turn the football over and just be smart and cool, calm, and collected with the football. That's why this Browns team was in this game. And at the end of the day, then you have the wide receiving core. I thought Donovan Peoples Jones played a really good game. Had a couple bad drops, but he made some timely catches too. So if he hadn't made those drops, maybe this score's different. Harrison Bryant too with that touchdown grab. Ballsy call there in the fourth quarter, going for it on 4th and 5, not trusting your defense, saying, okay, we trust our defense, but we have an opportunity here inside the 5-yard line to try and get this touchdown. They ended up scoring. Good job from them. But defensively, I thought that the Browns actually did pretty well. They didn't get too much pressure on the Raiders quarterback and Derek Carr, and that was something that I was looking for, because the Raiders offensive line really struggled last week against the Kansas City Chiefs. They didn't get a ton of pressure. I think that might have been one of the reasons they ended up losing this game. But I thought the secondary actually played pretty well, especially without some of their guys out. And this was a good football game. It was tight. Came down to the fourth quarter, came down to the last couple drives. The Browns had opportunities to win it. Nick Mullens did enough. It wasn't on him. A lot of drops for this Browns team. And for the Raiders, I thought, the defensive front did well. The offensive line did well protecting Derek Carr, and they just did enough to get the win. They got a little lucky too. But overall, both teams moved to 7-7. They're both in the playoff race. It's going to be really difficult for the Browns at this point. Both teams are going to have to more or less win out anyway. But the Browns, if they'd won this game, they were 8-6. They were at the top of their division. Now they're 7-7. They're at the bottom of their division. That's how tight things are in the AFC North. So the Browns, uphill battle for them. They're going to get some guys back, obviously, next week off COVID protocol, off injury. That'll definitely help them out. Still an uphill climb. And then if you're the Raiders, big win, keep pace in the AFC West. You have the Broncos next week. If you beat the Broncos, you have a better shot at making the playoffs. Still difficult, still an uphill climb, but big win for the Raiders. They had to get this one. The Browns also needed it, but they're still in the playoff race. So both teams moved to 7-7. Really entertaining game. The Raiders take it 16-14 in Cleveland.
And with that said, that's pretty much going to end the video for today. Did you agree with my analysis? Why or why not? Leave your comments and thoughts in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Also, if you're new around here, please drop a like and a sub on today's video. I'd really appreciate that. And with that said, I hope you enjoyed the video. And until next time, see ya.